Evening, ladies and gentlemen. At this time, I would like to bring up selected choir members to come and sing the national anthem. Thank you, ladies. That was magnificent. At this time, I would like to start by saying thank you to all the parents, grandparents, the teachers, sisters, brothers, and friends for coming this afternoon. Parents, it has been such a delight to work at Cocopah and see your students grow to the fine young men and women that we have before you here today. I know the last 3 years at Cocopah had given them the success, wisdom, and knowledge they will need to be successful at Chaparral. Yes, that's the only important school because that's where I went, or any other high school that they're going to be going to. My wonderful 8th graders, this is for you. Please cherish the moments and look back at all the accomplishments and the positive choices that you have made and will continue to make. It's been a pleasure to have you guys for the last 3 years, so I wanted to say thank you. As your assistant principal, we've been developing friendships, and those friendships are going to last longer than just today. You are all special to me, and I'm going to miss you. It has been fun watching you grow from little 6th graders to exiting 8th graders. So I want all the students to please stand. This side over here, face your right. This side over here, face your left. And give your parents a big round of applause for... Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Parents, you deserve that for making your students who they are today. So thank you. At this time, I would love to welcome the 8th grade counselor this year. Ms. Solad, please come up.
I am not June Solad. I am Tony Rantella, the current 6th grade counselor. And June and I are a team. And you know that because I'm standing here doing public speaking, which I hate. But I am doing it because our wonderful and amazing Miss Solad had a little bit of an accident earlier in the month and broke her jaw. But she still wanted to give a speech at today's event because she loves her 8th grade babies so much. Yay! Thank you to everyone who has made this day possible. Our APT and our staff are truly one of a kind. Thank you, administration, for all of your support. Also, really quick, you either love him or not, but Mr. Salcido has devoted his life to education. And as he sails into the sunset, I think it would be appropriate that we embarrass him and give him a round of applause for his dedication to education. 31 years is no joke. Thank you to the parents, grandparents, aunts, and uncles, and extended family members who have stood by to make these students their very best. Parents, grandparents, and other family members in this room, you were my first group that I corresponded with in mass emails on a regular basis to share with you what you couldn't see on our campus with your children. 2020 was a trying time, and I needed you to feel connected to the school and your child's new experience. Together, we formed this wonderful journey. I have saved many emails with your kind words. It really does take a village to raise children. I enjoyed your babies, and I love the relationships that I have formed over the years with all of you. Now, on to my 8th graders. Goodness, I will try to get through this without crying. She's gonna cry. Even if Mrs. Rantella is reading this for me, I brought tissues just in case. We met each other under unique circumstances. You didn't know this, but I struggled at home trying to figure out how I was going to make relationships with you through a screen. 6th grade is the time to form relationships with you, and I was stuck. So I started a Google Classroom, not knowing what I was doing. There were about 10 kids who would meet religiously with me every Friday afternoon, even after we came back in person. You all gave me hope. I would give names, but I will be really upset with myself if I've missed one of your names. You know who you are. I am grateful. You are super special to me. There are some words of wisdom I want to pass on to you as you move forward to high school. Never, ever let other people judge you based on what you wear, who you hang out with, or what your passion is. You are you. Your friends should support you and want what is best for you. If not, you need new friends. Step away from negativity. If you want peace in your life, surround yourself with positive people who are kind to you and others around you. Try things you never thought you would be good at. You never know. You might surprise yourself and have a passion for it. Be bold. It is always easier to take the path of least resistance, but that doesn't always make you the best version of yourself. Challenge yourself. You can be mad, just don't stay angry. There will be people in your life that will disappoint you, and that's okay. Don't carry that anger with you. Figure out how to move past that and move forward. Know that grades are important, but kindness goes a longer way. Be that person. Give yourself grace. You are human. You will make mistakes. Own them and figure out how to rise above it. Sometimes you need a helping hand. Ask. If you try for something and you don't make it, take that upset and energy and try somewhere else. You have a talent to share. Someone will cherish your skills. Let us stop putting people into boxes. You all hate it anyway. Let us not classify our peers by groups, but instead classify people by how kind they were to you and whether they are nice people. Boxes only represent limitations and hold you back from getting to know someone who may be a friend. My goal was always to make you be seen. It was hard with some of the quiet teens in this room, but I wanted you to know I see you. With all of the different children in this room, the uniqueness of all of you is what makes my job fun and keeps me going. And please, please remember, in a world where at your age you feel that you have very little control, you do have control over your education. Treasure it and nurture it. It will help give you the future you deserve. I believe you are my last full-time 8th grade class. I've seen over 12,000 kids in my career at Cocopah Middle School as a counselor. You babies, though, are very special to me, and so far, in my old age, I remember everything. I will remember you, although you will change and I may not recognize you. So if you see me, remind me of your name and give me a huge hug. Know that you are loved. And please, surround yourself with those who make you feel seen, those who make you laugh, those who make you feel most like you, those who accept you the way you are, those who react on your good news, those who encourage you, those who allow you to shine, those who bring a smile to your face, and those who nurture your inner light. Peace out, Ms. Solad. And now, our wonderful 8th grade Stugo president, Carson Bowen.
Hello, parents, students, faculty, and guests. My name is Carson Bowen, and I'm Student Council President here at Cocopah Middle School. When our class first started in Cocopah in 2020, it was at the height of a global pandemic. Needless to say, this was no easy feat. We spent a quarter of the year at home learning virtually. Trying to be taught by my parents was definitely one of the most challenging things for both myself and them, an experience that I'm sure many of you in this audience share as well. Online school became the new normal. It was getting out of bed, staying in our pajamas, and staring at a screen. I remember it feeling weird because 5th grade to middle school was a huge jump and it was completely different than the usual change. After one quarter online, I'm sure we were all very excited because we would finally get to experience in-person school and meet our classmates face to face. I thought that it was going to be all about academics and other achievements. While yes, that's part of it, I've come to realize there are other components to your success as well. Ultimately, it's about growing as a person. Throughout my 3 years here, I've made some of the best relationships that I could ask for. People that make me laugh when I need it most, people that make me feel good when I'm around them, and people that push me to be the best version of myself. As you, the students of Cocopah, remember who you were 3 years ago when first stepping through these gates, I hope you can see how much you have grown in so many ways. Each of you have learned from the mistakes you have made and evolved from who you once were in 6th grade. Maybe you have discovered unique passions, learned new interests, figured out right from wrong, hopefully. You have pushed yourself, and now you can say it was all worth it in the end. After many long nights of one-pagers, essays, packets, and studying for tests, this chapter of our lives is coming to a close. But none of our stories end here, and we are ready to start a new chapter, high school. As you prepare to leave this school, continue to cherish the connections that you have built with one another. These will be the people and experiences that you will never forget. Thank you to everyone who has made my middle school experience something special and something to remember. Now your job is to think about who made you a better person, who has always been there for you, and who has helped you grow. A teacher, a classmate, a counselor, and thank them for being the helping hand you might have needed. Thank you all very much, and congratulations to the entire 8th grade class. And now our faculty address, Mrs. Leeds, who is one of our current 8th grade social studies teachers.
Thank you, Carson. Good afternoon, families, friends, colleagues, and of course to you, our wonderful 8th grade class of 2023. I'm honored to have been given the opportunity to speak to you on this special occasion. Together, you have had many experiences this year at Cocopah, so let's reminisce. The abundance of learning opportunities has been quite an adventure. Some of you perfected your skills at improvisation, participated in monumental productions such as Little Mermaid and Seussical. There was the Haunted House Readers Theater and pantomime performances. You created your own table of elements and worked hard for 3 years to earn a trip to Disney and perform after auditioning against 2,000 other applicants. Don't forget the Lean On Me and Lovely Day videos ending up on the news. You read the book Unwind and suddenly you've changed your mind about attending Harvest Camp this summer. Writing 8-sentence paragraphs is easy, and perfecting an essay means you're ready for high school. Students in Barcelona exchanged videos with you as you learned about each other's culture. The yearbook staff actually wrote a book. Elvis popped in on a rock and roll review performed in our very own courtyard. You now understand more about the workings of the stock market and the rights guaranteed to you in the Constitution. A trip to Washington, D.C. was the experience of a lifetime. A math teacher led you through yoga exercises, and you witnessed one of your exceptional teachers receive the award of pizza for forever. New programs were learned on the computer, including a clone of the video game Pong. I suppose remembering that game fondly dates me a bit. So much of your learning involved doing work, which led to improving the lives of others, such as designing and building prosthetic limbs for potential amputees, successfully organizing community service drives for dog shelters, collecting toys for less fortunate, creating ceramic bowls which were sold to raise money for families in need, and most important, you worked hard not to be bystanders in the face of injustice. Perhaps all your learning would mean nothing if you hadn't focused your energy on how you treat and respect others and yourself, and by accepting others' faults, weaknesses, similarities, and differences. Those values must be of importance as you pursue your future dreams. I'd like to leave you with a little story that I recently heard. Once upon a time, there was an elderly woman who had 2 large pots, each hung on the ends of a pole which she carried across her neck. One of the pots had a crack in it, while the other pot was perfect and always delivered a full portion of water. For 2 years, this went on daily, with the woman bringing home only 1.5 pots of water. Of course, the perfect pot was proud of its accomplishments, but the poor, cracked pot was ashamed of its own imperfection and miserable that it could only do half of what it had been made to do. After 2 years of what it perceived to be bitter failure, it spoke to the woman one day by the stream. "I am ashamed of myself because this crack on my side causes water to leak all the way back to your house." The old woman smiled. "Did you notice that there are flowers on your side of the path, but not on the other pot's side? That's because I have always known about your flaw. So I planted flower seeds on your side of the path, and every day while we walk back, you water them. For 2 years, I've been able to pick these flowers, beautiful flowers, to decorate the table. Without you being just the way you are, there would not be this beauty to grace the house." Moral of this story is that each of us has our own unique flaw, but it's the cracks and flaws we have that make our lives together so very interesting and rewarding. You've just got to take each person for what they are and look for the good in them. As some of you know, after many years of fulfilling my passions, I am retiring from teaching. And like you, this is my final chapter with my beloved Cocopah. Join me on this journey by laughing often, dancing even when the music stops, loving as soulfully and as much as possible, embracing and improving on personal flaws, remembering every good deed we have experienced together, and finding new and rewarding passions along the way. I'm confident that your journey will be as exceptional as mine. Thank you. And our next speaker, which you have all had a great chance to know this year, is the wonderful Mr. Olney.
Hey, let's give one big round of applause for Miss Leeds. Ladies and gentlemen, faculty members, parents, and our soon-to-be formal middle schoolers of Cocopah Middle School, my name is Mr. Olney, and today I stand before you as your proud principal. Now I know many of you are kind of sitting there wondering, I thought that was just the crossing guard. Oh, there had to be a joke in there. Today we are ready, though, to celebrate your transformation from middle school to the next exciting chapter of your lives. So let me take a moment to acknowledge the incredible achievements of this graduating class. You have worked through the countless homework assignments, science experiments that have gone well, and some that maybe have gone wrong. Those countless or confusing math problems that even your parents struggled with when you tried to get help. And for many of you, you've had an opportunity to be involved in some of our school's wonderful activities as well. In fact, I'd like to take this moment to recognize some of these. Students, please stand if during any time your time here at Cocopah, you were ever involved in an after-school club. Please stand. Let's give them a big round of applause. It's these times in these after-school clubs that students got to meet other students, got to make friendships, got time to actually meet students with common interest. Please stand if at any time during your time here at Cocopah you participated either in band, theater, strings, or choir. Let's give them all a big round of applause. It's times like this that it remind me that it's more than just the academics of reading, writing, and math. It's important to have a well-rounded education. So continue with the arts. Don't when you go on to high school. Please stand if at all during your time here at Cocopah you were ever involved in any of our athletic teams. Let's give them all a big round of applause here. lot of people that know me, I talk a lot about grit. And I do believe athletics helps bring about a lot of grit, the willingness to never give up, to keep trying, to work with your teammates. So when you go on to high school and you go on to life, I still would encourage you to continue with athletics. At this time, please stand if any of your time here at Cocopah you went on any type of field trip. Let's give the entire class pretty much a round of applause. You know, it's during these field trips that students had a chance to gain some independence. And let me give you a little story about that. I got the pleasure to go to Washington, D.C., and many of the students here went on that trip. Got to go to California, so 2 out-of-state trips, one to California. Some went to Universal Studios, some went to Disneyland. And I'm here to tell you that they learned a lot. I had a lot of students come up to me and say, you know what, this is the first time I've ever traveled out of state without my parents. And I'm here to tell you that they represented you very proudly. I know that they were raised very well. So give the parents here a big round of applause. Other than on the DC trip, my hair turned purple, which if you can see in the right light, is still purple. And I will say there were some students that maybe didn't take showers for about 3 days or plus, but other than that, it went very well. Please continue to be active and participate in school clubs, sports, and activities as you move on to high school. Students, as you move up to high school, remember that this moment is not about just moving up and receiving a certificate. It's about acknowledging the journey you have taken, the friendships you have forged, and the lessons that you have learned. It's about recognizing your unique talents, passion, and the potential that resides in each and every one of you. Embrace challenges with a smile. Life can throw some curveballs at you, and I can tell you that is true. Remember, even in the face of adversity, a smile can go a long way, so keep that smile handy and remember that life's challenges are just opportunities in disguise. In conclusion, venture forth, remember to embrace challenges, cherish your friendships, dream big, and never forget to find joy in the journey. Thank you for the memories you've given me this year. Thank you for being an outstanding class, and may your future be filled with endless joy and adventure. Congratulations to the class of 2023. And now I'd like to hand it over to our very own choir and Miss Mimi Borders. Thank you, 8th grade choir. Let's give them one more big round of applause. So this is just a reminder that the 8th grade Moving Up dance starts at 6 p.m. in the cafeteria. Student IDs and permission slips are required, but I will tell you that if you use your cell phone and you could bring up your student account, and there are permission slips that can be filled out by your parents up by the cafeteria. Also, that in the meantime, please feel free to celebrate in the courtyard and enjoy the evening. All this is possible due to our amazing APT. So anybody in our audience that's on APT, please stand up. Is Ann Elizabeth here? Let's give Ann Elizabeth and anybody else on APT a huge round of applause. Without the APT, the dance wouldn't be possible, and a lot of the balloons and things you see here tonight would not be possible. Congratulations to the class of 2023, and thank you for attending, and have a safe and enjoyable evening. Thank you.